Hi guys, I'm Melina, and for 23 years, I literally can't believe I'm saying that, I've been helping women get unstuck and feel healthy, fit, and confident in their own skin. This is the Melina Method podcast, where nutrition meets mindset, fitness gets unraveled to be your superpower, and we really dive in to see the real you for who you are. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to another episode. I am in a little different set here today for my next episode here on the Melina Method podcast. This next episode is solo. It's a quick episode. It's just a topic that I feel like I kind of keep hearing about. Maybe it's my age. Not that I'm trying to age me, but it's about women lifting heavier in their, I want to say 40s and 50s, but let's just even say over 35. Let's just even go to the over 35 mark. Lifting weights, number one, is so important. And I think there's still, and I don't know why, but there still is that misconception of lifting weights makes you bigger, lifting weights makes you bulky, and I just want to hack it right here. And you guys can totally reach out to me, drop a comment on the show, or you can always reach out to me on my social media, which everything is always in the show notes. But let's get into it. So, why women over 35 should be lifting heavier, all right? And I have some notes because I don't want to miss anything. The first main point that I want to talk about is your muscle equals healthy metabolism. Okay. Do I need to say that again? Probably. Muscle equals healthy metabolism. So after 35, let's say, especially 40s, 50s, we start to lose muscle mass if you're not training regularly. And I think metabolically, women feel, and men, by the way, I think women feel there's a big shift in their 30s and 40s, like they've had kids, they're like, maybe they didn't lose that baby weight, which is all hormonal, by the way. So if you didn't have a healthy metabolism or a healthy weight training regimen or a healthy lifestyle before you got pregnant, that's why you have a hard time losing that weight, because it's hormone weight. It's not real weight, unless you were eating like crazy, right, in the surplus. So now I just forgot what I was going to say because I just went on topic about the pregnancy hormone weight, which I'm super passionate about. As you guys all know, a year and a half in my postpartum journey now, which, is still technically postpartum. I think women don't bounce back till their, 2-3 year mark. They start feeling really, really back to normal. But without the case, if you don't have that healthy lifestyle, if you don't establish a healthy workout routine, building muscle, and your metabolism is going to start to really go downhill, 35, 40, 50s, and things shift with our hormones, and that affects your metabolism. And less muscle, overall, less muscle, you will have a slower metabolism. So, remember that. Lifting the weights, you guys, builds the metabolism. It also helps, obviously, burn more body fat at rest. So when you're resting, you don't see that. And I think everybody wants to see this visual thing, but you don't see that. But at rest, your body will metabolically be burning more fat. It'll help increase your insulin sensitivity. Again, support your hormones. Tighten and shape your body. Everybody wants to change their shape. Don't take spin classes for a million years. I taught for 16 years. I love spin. I'm not saying don't do cardio. I'm saying if all you do is cardio, you will stay in a body fat percentage that is not going to be ideal probably for what you want. Changing your body fat percentage, you need to lift weights. So again, the goal is always to get stronger, and the physique always gets dialed in with it. I say that all the time. Your shape is a result of the habits that you've created and the strength training regimen that you're on. That's how you change your shape. Okay. So if you want smaller legs, I know for me, my legs are I'm always working on my legs. Now when I used to compete, it was that's where I stored, or had that stubborn fat. Now I'm postpartum. It's the story of my life. Let's just be honest. It's always, I trained my legs 3 days a week. I always am focusing on strength training, strength training. And one of the compliments actually that I would used to get from friends, even though I'm not maybe I don't have the tiniest legs, and that's not what it's all about for me, but it was like, oh, you don't have cellulite. And it's like, because what is cellulite? Cellulite is fat that sticks to your skin, right? It's accumulation of these little fat balls, right, that accumulate to your skin. And I think of myself as having very strong legs, and I continue to build muscle on my legs. And so therefore they have a nice shape to them rather than looking like, cottage cheesy and the cellulite that everybody hates. So huge. You want good shape, you want tight skin, lift weights. As we age, our elasticity in our skin gets, depleted. And yes, there's the Botox and the fillers and all that. But if you got some really thin, drapey skin, there's only so far that's gonna honestly take you. So let's go through those myths now. So heavy lifting does not make women bulky. Okay, that's the biggest myth in fitness. And literally, I feel like women still think that, and it's just absolutely 100% not true. Women don't have the testosterone levels to get bulky. You just don't have it, especially as you get into those age ranges, okay? Heavy lifting creates curves, shape, lean muscle, strong glutes, arms, core. So again, we want to focus on that strong, sculpted look than the skinny soft. The skinny soft is the people that are just not eating enough and they're just wasting away doing the cardio, okay? The cardio definitely builds your metabolism, for sure. It does. It speeds up your metabolism, not going to lie. And by the way, the amount of cardio you do, you don't need to do a lot of cardio to have a strong heart health, okay? That's not it. The excessive cardio, the excessive amount of cardio that people do is because they want to burn calories to lose weight. It's scientifically, you do not need to do that if you're eating properly and weight training to match your nutrition and your meal plan and your diet, or and a diet is simply just what you eat. So I can help you with that. Hello, that's what I do, right? So make sure that you get that myth out of your head, right? So healthy muscle equals healthy metabolism. And lifting heavy, number 2, does not make you bulky. And for my guys listening, tell all your wives, girlfriends, friends that, because it's crazy to me that girls still think that. Like, I don't want to get big. Let's talk about bone density now. Number 3, bone density and longevity. This is huge. And some of the older clients that I work with definitely pay attention to this. You can feel the weakness happening in your bone density. So building strength helps prevent osteoporosis and improves your balance and stability, protects your joints. You have all this connective tissue in your joints. It really helps strengthen that connective tissue and strengthen your joint health, and just supports that healthy aging. So we want to make sure that we train. And this is something I tell my parents. I used to tell my mom this years ago. Now she's in her late 70s. I'm like, Mom, it's not even about losing weight and yes, feeling strong and or looking skinny, or whatever it is that I'm Greek. Every Greek mom has 30 pounds they have to lose. I swear. It's the 20, 35 Greek mom weight. I hope that's not me when I'm older. I'm just kidding. God bless them. But I'm like, Mom, you need to lift weights for so you can walk when you're older, so you have healthy joints, so your bones stay strong. It's so important. So when you're in that 40 and 50 range, it's very crucial. Get on the weight training regimen. Create a program for yourself, get help creating a program, work with a trainer, work with a professional, map out a weight training program that will help you and fits your lifestyle. It doesn't mean you need to go in the gym and go crazy. You guys, I train clients online every single day in their homes. So there's a lot you can do in your home, Amazon some equipment, let's build some muscle, okay? Number 4, hormones and stress management. Oh my gosh. Let's just talk about stress management. Hormones and stress management, we could break those up in 2 episodes, and I think I will. But it helps regulate your cortisol, you guys. It's huge. Lifting weights, it just regulates your cortisol, your blood sugar, your mood, your sleep. And I have another episode coming up. I actually have a special guest coming on here for our next episode, and we're going to talk a lot about mood and cortisol and how there's a few little things you can do. I'll just give you a little heads up. Rebounding that really can just change your whole mood. So make sure you keep your eyes open for that episode. But again, this is so important during perimenopause, postpartum, high stress seasons. You know, we all go through different seasons and waves in our life, right? For me, I'm A positive, my blood type, and there's not a ton of studying on eating around your blood type, training around your blood type, but there is. And I believe even if there's some type of studying, I'm going to like look into it, read into it, and apply it and test it on myself. My body does way better. I told everybody I lost 90 pounds not doing any cardio. Zero cardio. Cardio for me, HIIT training, and I used to do a ton of this back in my 20s and even my early 30s. It spikes my cortisol. So walking is my friend, doing heavy strength training, Pilates, those are my friends. Walking is my cardio. Like I'll do some incline, I'll get some steps in. I actually need to get more steps in. I just got back from a trip in New York and I did so much walking and I was like sore. And I'm like, I lift heavy weights, but it was just different. I was doing so much walking. I'm like, how am I sore? Like my shins were sore. I was carrying my suitcase from Wall Street to Soho, anyways, and so my grip was sore. But anyway, walking. So you need to know what exercises are good for your body type, your blood type, and again, I can help you with that too. So let's talk about progressive overload. So I work at Lifetime. Love my Lifetime family. Love group fitness. I always say I'll teach group fitness till I'm 85 if I can, God willing. Going through the motions and the same weights week after week, class after class, you're not going to make changes in your body. Okay. After a while, you might at first, if it's new for you, anything new, you consistently do it. You definitely are going to get some results, right? You're going to get results. You're going to get everybody, and it depends on what your goal is, what your body type looks like, what kind of lots of different factors going on. But I tell everybody in my classes, and I try to create a program for like 4 weeks at a time, and then I switch up the program. So, for example, I teach a class called Lower Max Out. It's all legs. I do a progressive overload. What does progressive overload mean? Progressive overload means heavier weight, slower tempo, more control, and to focus on your form, okay? You have to do progressive overload and volume work, which is like your higher rep stuff, okay, to change your body. You have to do the heavier weights, you guys. There's no way around it, okay? You see all these lean Pilates girls, all they say they do is walk and lift 2-pound weights. I'm sorry, that's BS, okay? So, and again, everybody's different. Everybody's metabolism different. Everybody's genetics are different. And genetics do play a role, but we can change a lot of things with details. We can change. We can get dialed in. Trust me, I've fixed thousands of people. I've helped thousands of people at this stage in my career. I was just talking to someone and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not 23 years. It's like 25 years in this industry. It's crazy. Okay. So progressive overload needs to be something simple. It could be so simple. It's just slow and controlled, heavier weight. I train clients at home and we do this at home. Even with dumbbells, okay? We get real creative. We get some heavier weights. We do slow and controlled tempos. So you got to do the progressive overload. Again, I could go on and on about several of these main 5 points that I just went over, but you guys, at the end of the day, confidence changes everything. And strength will change your mindset. And if you're confident that you're on the right path to make those changes to your body, you're going to just feel better. You're going to be aligned. You're going to be really dialed in with that mindset and that body connection. And feeling physically strong, I think, carries into like your business, your career, being a mom, being a friend, girlfriend, dating. Like, who doesn't feel good when they're like fit and strong? Like going on vacation, right? Strong women definitely move differently. You ever see those really strong, fit women in the gym and you're like, oh, they're like in the zone, right? Even the guys, they're in the zone, those ripped guys, right? And again, everybody's strong looks differently. I'm not saying you need to look like a bodybuilder. That is not the point of this episode, okay? My point is that strong just hits differently. Strong changes your health, your mindset, your hormones. It's anti-aging. There's just so much more to it that will literally change your life. To end with just some like a personal little like story about me, because I have talked a lot on several of my episodes about my postpartum journey, and I really want to hit, with a lot of people going through postpartum. one of the things I did, and I was gaining weight every month, I was going into the doctor's office and I was gaining 10 pounds. And I was like, what the heck is going on with me? Like, this is insane, right? I ate well, I hit my protein, and I lifted weights. So when my weight came off, I have my shape, you guys. I have muscle. So I lifted weights my entire pregnancy. I lifted heavy weights. I lifted based on the lifestyle that I built, okay? So you got to build up a lifestyle towards something, okay? And be consistent. Building muscle after babies from scratch might be hard. There's a lot of things that have shifted and moved around if you don't have that foundation, but it's so possible, and it should be your number one priority postpartum is to build that muscle. And that's the biggest thing that I can take from my personal story. As I told everybody, like, I ate really well and I lifted weights, and my weight was literally hormones. Like, it literally was just fluid and hormones, and my body adjusted back the speed that it adjusted back. And then, of course, I got dialed in with peptides, and I love peptides, and that's no secret to me. And peptides can also really help dial in your metabolism, how you build strength, your aging, your anti-aging, your longevity, okay? But I really hope that this, episode just kind of hits differently with you when you're going into your workouts, or maybe you haven't worked out in a while and you're listening in, or you're like, oh man, I got to get back to the gym, or like, what should I do? I think that's a big question that a lot of women, I talk to are like, I don't know what to do, or the gym's intimidating, or like, there's a lot of strength training apps that do progressive overload, that focus on strength, and they map out programs. I've been a part of several. I mean, everybody knows I used to be a founding Barry's trainer. Those classes are designed proper strength training splits with cardio factored in, sprints. And if you don't want to sprint, that's not good for you. You can walk. Okay. So let's get these my last notes here, 5 practical quick tips for women to build strength, 35 plus. I really want to say 40 plus, but 35 because things shift. Lift weights 3 to 4 days a week. Number 1, write it down. If you're in your car driving, save this episode, please. Prioritize protein, 100 to 130 grams of protein, every single female. Men, that's probably around double, okay? Yes, hit your protein goal. Stop fearing heavier, pick up the heavier weights. You will always get leaner before you feel like you're getting bulky. Trust me, okay? Recover properly, electrolytes. Having aminos in your water. Water. I tell everybody, the number one thing that builds muscle first is oxygen and water. Oxygen and water. You need to hit that blood flow. When your muscles fatigue, you need more oxygen. They need to be hydrated. 90% of your muscles build off water. Okay? Once you break down that muscle, rebuild and repair with the proper fuel. Okay? Talk to a nutritionist that can help you get this stuff dialed in. Take your supplements. Okay, amino acids, protein, everybody should have that in their supplement counter, okay? Again, another part of recovery is taking rest days and getting enough sleep, okay? Sleep equals gains. We used to always say that. So focus on consistency over perfection, and just start one day at a time. I'm constantly changing up what I'm doing and how I want to change my body. I have my own goals. I'm 43 years old. I feel like I'm in decent shape. I feel like I'm in great shape postpartum. I'm in phenomenal shape postpartum, but I want to get back to the Melina shape I know I can be in. And I feel like I'm just getting started. I feel like I have so many goals in front of me. I constantly am changing up my workout programs. I get busy with life too, you guys. I'm so relatable. I get busy with life. Today I didn't get my workout in. It kind of bothers me, but it's okay. I'm getting in my progressive load. I'm following a program. Even 80% of the time, you're going to get those results, okay? So build muscle or lose it later. If you're in your 40s and you need help, or 50s, or 35 plus, please reach out. That's why I'm here, you guys, okay? Let this be your strongest decade, especially my 40s. I feel like I want this for me to be my strongest decade. So let this be your strongest decade. And yeah, stay tuned for another episode here on the Melina Method. I hope you guys liked this episode. If you want to hear more about this topic, you can always leave me a message in the show notes or drop me a comment on my social media. Everything obviously is on the show. Follow, like, subscribe, share. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in to the Melina Method podcast. I hope you're fired up to make a shift in your life. That's the whole point. So if this episode spoke to you, subscribe to my weekly insider. It's melinafitness.com/subscribe. It's all the fun things that you want to get to know me and know what's coming up and what's the latest tea on the Melina Method. So I will see you guys next time.